Back in the studio talking about Warren Jeffs and the FLDS cult within the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints. So this group of sex perpetrators using Jesus, the Word of God, and the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, and frankly the Church of Latter-day Saints, to promulgate this idea that the end is coming, that you have to have multiple wives to get to heaven, and that you've got to control those wives and procreate. And basically that was just a way to mask peddling children for sex, and it eventually was his undoing in the state of Texas, because y'all probably remember how much press, negative and positive, Child Protective Services got when they removed about 400 children from the FLDS compound in El Dorado, Texas. But the word was out that there were child brides, child sexual assaults, and in the state of Texas, I've done my share of CPS cases. Removal, when that is happening, is abrupt. It's shocking. It's very disturbing. This, however, got national news because you had hundreds of children removed and dozens of mothers crying and wailing on national TV about how CPS and Big Brother had stepped in and taken away their babies on mere allegations of child sexual assault. Hey, folks, news flash. In the state of Texas, that is why drugs, child abuse, child sexual assault, that is why CPS removes children. And it's a real high burden. It's not like they can do it willy-nilly. And they have a 12-month lawsuit that they have to, it's a rocket docket, and they have to show and establish certain facts that either dissolve the removal or maintain the removal in the best interest, safety, welfare of the child. And more importantly, they have a high burden. They have a higher burden to keep removal and to show initial removal and to prevail on removal than you do in a normal civil case. In a normal civil case, you have what is the preponderance of evidence. Most people think that's about 51%. It's really not. It's the greater weight of believable evidence. We all know the criminal burden of proof, which is let's think about the difference between O.J. Simpson criminal trial and civil trial, that beyond all reasonable doubt. Right? Beyond all reasonable doubt, or the greater weight of believable admitted evidence. And then in between the two, right in the middle, but higher than the civil burden of proof, is the burden the state must carry for removal, which is clear and convincing evidence. Evidence that is so convincing that it removes and convicts you that the evidence supports the relief sought by the state of Texas in the removal. These are the burdens. And for many of us who do CPS work, we believe the state met them. However, the negative press, the bad press that the Attorney General took for, the big brotherness of removing 400 children from their parents, and then of course watching their parents cry on TV, it was sad, it was disheartening, it was sobering, but it was necessary. And eventually those kids went back. CPS capitulated. The kids went home. But the state of Texas's investigation into the child sex crimes didn't stop there. And that's one big difference between what happened here and everywhere else, is that enough child victims came forward, and that was the end of the FLDS, certainly in the state of Texas. More to come on El Dorado, Texas, Warren Jeffs, and the FLDS in our next segment. Thanks for joining me.